All right, let's dive in. Today we're going to go on a little journey, a trip that follows the energy powering our whole planet, from the moment the sun comes up to long after it sets. And believe it or not, this is a story that connects everything, including you and me.
So, let me ask you something, and it's going to sound a little weird. Did you eat sunlight for breakfast this morning? I know, it sounds crazy, but the answer is yeah, you totally did. Let's break down how that's even possible.
Okay, so first up, energy from the sun. We're going to look at your morning meal's secret ingredient. Seriously, we're about to trace the energy in whatever you ate all the way back to its original source. It's a wild ride.
All right, so let's just imagine your breakfast. Let's say you had an egg. Super simple, right?
Well, that egg obviously came from a chicken.
And that chicken, to get its energy, probably ate a bug at some point.
And where did that little insect get its energy? Well, it munched on a leaf from a plant.
Okay, so do you see the chain we just built? From you, to the egg, to the chicken, to the insect, to the plant. Now here's the really cool part. Plants are what scientists call producers. They're amazing because they don't have to eat anything else. They make their own food using energy from, well, you know where this is going.
Yup, the sun. That's it. So the energy that got you going this morning, it literally started its journey 93 million miles away. It's just this perfect illustration of a fundamental truth. Almost all energy for life on our planet can be traced right back to our star.
But what happens when that ultimate energy source dips below the horizon? Well, for a whole world of animals, the day is just getting started. So let's talk about the creatures of the night.
You can kind of think of life on Earth as having two shifts. You've got diurnal animals, that's us. We're active during the day. And then you have the nocturnal animals, the night crew. They are perfectly adapted for a life that happens after sunset, which actually gives them some pretty cool advantages, like less competition and avoiding the heat of the day.
And you have to understand, their whole experience of the world is just completely different from ours. This quote here really nails it. What appears as pitch black to a human may be dim light to a nocturnal animal. I mean, think about that. Our pitch black is just dim light to them. Their senses are just on another level.
And honestly, these aren't just adaptations. They're basically superpowers. For real. We're talking about supersized eyes that can soak up every last photon of light, unbelievable hearing that can locate the faintest rustle of a leaf, a sense of smell so powerful it might even use a special organ. And then you've got animals like bats, with what is essentially a sixth sense, echolocation. They literally see with sound. It's amazing.
Okay, so we've got the whole daytime energy chain, and we've got the nighttime world with its own set of hunters and prey. But here's the thing. These are not two separate stories. They're all tangled up, woven together into one massive great web of life.
And this is where it gets really interesting. That food chain we talked about with the egg, think of that as just one single thread. In the real world, it's not that simple. You have countless threads all crisscrossing and connecting to form a food web. It's a way more realistic picture of how energy actually moves through an ecosystem.
And you can see how it works right here. An owl might eat a bat, which in turn eats mosquitoes. A fox is hunting a mouse. And yeah, we're in there too, connected through that chicken. Every single one of these individual relationships is a link that strengthens the entire complex web.
And underneath all this action, all the hunting and hiding and eating, there's this fundamental pattern that every single living thing shares. It doesn't matter if you're a tiny insect or a huge predator. Everything goes through the same life cycle: birth, growth, reproduction, and finally death. And even death is just part of the cycle, because that's when decomposers recycle all those nutrients right back into the system for the next generation.
Now this web of life, it's incredibly resilient. But it's not unbreakable. You pull on one of those threads and the whole web feels it. And when a thread gets cut completely, well, that's when the lights go out. That's the story of extinction.
And we need to be really clear about what extinction means. It's not just that an animal becomes really rare. It's final. It means that species is wiped off the face of the earth forever. There is no coming back.
And what is so alarming is the speed this is happening. Just look at this timeline. It's staggering. For almost 2,000 years, the rate was about one species gone every 55 years. Then the industrial age hits, and boom, it jumps to one every year and a half. And in the last century or so, we've been losing at least one species every single year. The acceleration is undeniable.
This really puts it into perspective. On the left, you've got the great auk. It's gone. Vanished forever back in 1844. And on the right, the incredible Sumatran tiger. It's not gone yet, but it is critically endangered, standing right on that very same brink.
So why is this happening? Well, things like pollution and overhunting are definitely big problems. But the number one reason, the biggest bar on this chart by a long shot, is habitat loss. Plain and simple, as we expand, we are taking away the homes that these animals need to survive.
Okay, I know this can all sound pretty heavy and overwhelming, but the story isn't finished yet. There is hope, and there are things every single one of us can do to help keep the lights on for these species.
And the really good news is that you can absolutely make a difference. Every little bit counts. I mean, simple stuff. Recycling helps save vital habitats. Making smart choices about what you buy, like never buying pets taken from the wild or products made from wild animals. That sends a huge message. Supporting good zoos that are working to breed endangered species. And maybe the most important one, just learn more, and then tell people what you know. That's how we start real, lasting change.
Because that great web of life, the one that started with a little bit of sunlight in your breakfast this morning, it connects all of us. We're all a part of it. So the only real question left is, what part are you going to play in protecting it?